I swapped my tub for a tray. So much more freedom. However, before that, a few things happened. A shopping trolley hit the side of the car and some arsehole keyed the entire side of my tub.
The Ineos Grenadier, built for off-road and pre-wired for a winch.
Oh, it's harder than it looks.
But the wiring?
I'll show you where it becomes a problem.
Questionable.
Does this give you 79 vibes now? I mean, look at the back.
Tray instead of tub. Did I just save weight or add it on?
Let's dissect the weight difference on these two.
And being the quartermaster, it just made sense to armour it up.
Look at the front, look at the middle.
However,
This is it.
some had other ideas.
Thinking tiger stripe, possibly leopard.
Stripes of stealth and stripes of gloss.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
This has been the fastest I've ever completed the first wave of mods.
So far so good, I gotta say.
But the momentum has just shifted. Rush the big stuff and you risk the entire build falling apart. Plenty has happened since you last saw this vehicle, and it all started 3 weeks back.
Well, we're at Mad Ink. And Ronnie's getting another wrap, this time with the Ineos. But he's not here today because he wants the surprise, so he's basically handed over the creative control to Mad Ink and myself to come up with some ideas.
Chris assured me they had this under control and had some great ideas.
I'm thinking fluff, I'm thinking safari. A little bit of fluffy there. So I think I'm going to use some pretty heavy duty glue on it. Araldite, a tiger on here. Just here, there's so much choice. And we'll just make sure we really glue it down like with some really high.
What do you think about that?
Oh God. Oh yes. On the checker plate, definitely 900 by 300. $10 a metre. That's a bargain.
So we can't get it off.
It's not coming off.
I'm starting to question if I made the right move.
Yes.
Can be used for jacket, vets.
Or cars, or
vests.
Ineos.
Ronny Dahl's Ineos Grenadier.
I guess you and I will find out soon enough later in this video.
Mate, the missus will love this.
I know.
But first I want to show you the other development that's happened to the Grenadier since you saw it last. The tub's off, tray's about to go on.
This is the crucial stepping stone towards the soon-to-be fitted canopies. Yes, plural. Canopies.
Here's where I stuffed it up before. Project Black. No, it's not really necessary to have a double-headed axe. I made it way too specific. It was awesome, but I made it so damn specific. This is where the audio box lives, a place to keep the bottles safe. Even put a soda stream machine in there, just made for a soda stream. I couldn't really adapt to anything later, so it kind of became useless in a way. And the first ever canopy I built, it was too basic, too open, and if I wanted to add anything to it, I had to drill holes, glue things. Yes, and I even use hot glue, yes. Then there was that other setup. It was a half canopy on one side and a draw system on the other. It was so damn heavy. My 79 series ended up weighing 4.2 tonne. So considering all that, what custom canopy am I going to design next? I'm not going to design any canopy. This is where the experts come in. It's pretty obvious that I am working with Norweld on this project, and I'm super stoked to be doing this because otherwise there is no way I'll be able to afford a tray, a full canopy, and a half canopy. And that's what the whole project is about. Finding out what you would prefer. What is too much? What is too little? What is too heavy?
More on the canopies later. Let's dive into the elite tray.
One of the main reasons why I have changed this is to be adaptable, but we already know that. The other cool thing about this tray, which makes it that step even more adaptable, are these rails I have underneath. They're using these custom and Unistrut extrusions, which means that if I did change tyre size, I could shift it around in and out. There is a bit of tolerance for movement. You can literally slide these toolboxes around and make them suit where you need them. The water tank, which I may have already discussed, that ends up coming out here on the tap. This is the exit point of the water, being the lowest point. Most water tanks will be flat all the way on the bottom, so you don't normally get the last bit. Now, the only bit that's going to be left in this water tank is whatever sits in this little part here. That's actually really clever.
And another clever thing.
Gravity fed, you will always be able to access your water. The filler's up here. I can fill it from here as well if I want to, from pressure.
But my overall favourite thing about having a tray is...
all this can be interchanged if I damage it. Not if I damage it, when I damage it, because I know it's going to happen. No, not the toolbox, not... Oh.
And in the case of the factory tub,
It doesn't take much to dent a big panel. And once you get a dent in it and you correct it, it becomes really soft.
and the issue becomes bigger if...
If you damage it, you're stuck with it. You have to panel beat the whole thing. Tray on the other hand, this is replaceable, even this is replaceable, that's replaceable, that's replaceable. So if you damage something, it's not that bad. I mean, it still sucks, but at least you can replace it. You don't have to paint the whole bloody thing again.
There are plenty of good things about a tub though.
The best part about a tub, you can use the tailgate as a table. You got somewhere to sit, cook some dinner, cook some food, and some people do storage units that go inside them, which are actually pretty cool. So that's utilizing space out of that. Can you do that with a tray though? I may not have a tailgate, but with a tray, you can do a trundle drawer. Or a seat, or a table, do some cooking, storage,
I think you get the point.
tucked away.
As for looks though,
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I do like the look of the tub. It does look nice. Looks pretty clean too. Looks tough. I like it. But what do you prefer? Do you prefer with the tub or the tray? The tub or tray? Tub or tray? Tub or tray? Tub,
Tray.
tray.
and this is all great, but I know some of you are wondering, what does all this weigh? And I will get to that. But first, let's see what Chris's creativity has done to my quartermaster.
You know, we've just gone for something really different. Just, you know, spice it up a bit.
You're definitely in for a surprise.
Hey, you really got me intrigued, eh? Oh shit.
Right, here we go.
Oh,
There it is, mate.
shit.
Something a little bit different. We've gone for a safari look this time. So you've got nice ascents running through here. We've redone your seats as well.
Mate, the missus will love this.
I know. Our new emblem as well to sit by the Ineos. We felt you kind of needed this as well, just like a little, just something to just finish it off with.
Holy shit, it looks amazing.
Quick rundown of what we've done. Body work is protected in the matte finish Expel Stealth paint protection film. Obviously your lights are done with the gloss film. Your roof has been left as a gloss finish and has been protected with
wicked, eh?
the Ultimate Fusion paint protection film. So that is the
Wow.
factory paint colour underneath
cool, eh?
the gloss.
It actually looks Donny Grey.
Yeah, it's actually brought it out even more.
Absolute premium
And they-
safari luxury. For you.
And they fit so well. That's the one thing I like about it. Just that they're the perfect fit.
And not only that, we set up the PPF for a little experiment.
This frontmost section of the tub has been protected. Then we have a little patch here that has nothing on it. This is bare paint.
Which you'll see in plenty of detail.
Not good.
In the full bush test.
Oh yeah, baby.
What's it sound like in yours, Nick?
I've got earplugs in.
This is now my third vehicle wrapped in PPF. The funny thing is, what truly convinced me, no one's ever seen it, and only a few have actually heard about it.
It wasn't from the first testing with the 76, but before it all went on and I did all that stuff and walked the dog. Take the dog for a walk. All that stuff with the panel.
Oh, it hurts to watch that, you know that.
But when you consider what it's been through, incredible, it's fascinating. That wasn't the one that made me like the confidence I have now. That was when I was on a trip with my girls. We're somewhere in Goldfields. And we ended up on this track that just eventually disappeared. And it got to the point where I was feeling heat exhaustion and I was worried about going down and then the girls would have to figure out how to get out of the bush themselves.
That's it.
I decided I had to stay in the car and just drive. And I literally drove through and redid the track that was there before. And all I ended up with was one dent on the passenger side, rear back. I thought the car was gonna be That's what gave me the undeniable confidence that just every car, I'm just gonna wrap it.
The PPF's one layer of protection, but on the front of the quartermaster, I've taken things a step. further.
Well, the nose of the vehicle, it's pretty obvious what I've done. I've changed the bull bar. This is an off-road animal bar. I pulled the Ineos bumper off and put this on. Why change the factory steel bar to an aftermarket bull bar? One of the reasons, at least, it's harder than it looks, is because this is 15 meters. And that's all the line I could fit on with the factory bar, because you can't fit a bigger winch. And some of the winching I've done lately, I've needed a lot more than that. Oh my goodness. We have to resort to a double line pull. Oh.
Keep winching, I'm popping up. Nothing there.
28, 29, 30. As I mentioned earlier on, most people's winch kit will get you to here. Most have 30 meters on a winch line. Factory bar, the winch you have to put in it, only get 15 meters of line on the drum. Ugh. And there's still more on the drum. That is a winch line. When it comes to winch lines, I like them long. Size matters.
That's one drawback sorted, but I discovered a second drawback when I went to use the winch. We're ready to winch, but let me show you something. Why won't it come on? Nothing's working now. Even if I do that, it will not function in park. I have to be drive, neutral or reverse, but I can't be park. Go to neutral to activate the winch. Power on, 500 amp switch, 500 amp switch. Pretty wide, really cool. Did you hear the solenoid? Make a song with that. If I press park, it shuts it off. And I'll tell you why this could potentially be a problem. But to do that, we need a hill, preferably an incline. And after a bit of driving, we stumbled upon this. I found a tree. Let's move this tree with the winch and I'll show you. I could actually probably pull this by hand, to be honest.
Let's go for the classic winch pull. So as you do, you finish winching, what do you do after that? Well, you don't want to drive around with the line hanging out, do you? And you also want to step outside the car and spool it back in so you can see where the spools need to go. So let's do that. Oh, hang on, I'm in park. Let me go put the car in neutral while I'm on a hill and then wind a winch rope in while I'm standing in front of the car.
Uh-oh. All right, let me clarify something. If you do winch with the parking pin on, even if you're winching with the brake on and you're using a parking pin, you're going to damage your car. And I suspect that's why it's set up like this. The only thing is, what about the person standing in front of it?
My 90 kilo frame ain't going to stop nearly 3 ton. Now I've got to put this somewhere and then put the car to a flatter surface area and winch this in.
Even a slight decline to show the problem.
Now I'm in a spot where I would trust the car in neutral. So now I'm in neutral, yep, car's not rolling. Handbrake on, can't go back, can't go forward much. But now at least I can get the winch back in, but I've got to do this again now. There we go.
What do you do if you're into a flat area?
You'd have to tie the winch rope around the front here, which makes it handy when you got hoops in your bull bar.
But there was one more thing that needed to be sorted, and this had to do with the actual winch.
I'm going to remove this piece of metal. How do you like that? I've made some changes to the winch. All metal is removed. In fact, it's in the bin. Shout out to my mate Raph.
Thanks for the bag, mate.
Time to address the elephant in the room. What weighs more? Does the tub weigh more than the tray I'm putting on?
This weighs normal tray with all the toolboxes is a 260.5 kilos.
This weighs.
So that with that is 181 kilos.
260.5 kilos. 181 kilos. 79.5 kilo difference. But in that extra weight, the drop sides, custom extrusion headboard, the tray mounts, the 2 toolboxes, trundle drawer, and a 40 litre water tank. When you consider all those things, I don't think that's too bad.
When you compare it to the tub, what you see is what you get. I have a question for you. Would you go a full canopy or a half canopy? But keep in mind, I'm going to ask you this question again throughout this project to see if you've changed your mind. And I'll be keeping it on your comments.